Hello everyone and happy Halloween. This is Andreas from Nordic Tarot. I'm bringing you a love reading for the month of November, and as the readings are general and trying to cover as many people as possible, there won't be a message for everyone. And I sincerely hope that there is a message for you, but kind of by design it's not possible for there to be one for everyone watching. And if you'd like more information about how to contact me for personal reading or what decks I use, you'll find all of that in the description box below. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hey Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. This time your underlying energy is the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is a card of, it's a card of a few different things. It's like commitment. It's committing to something, it's stability. Like, for example, in a work reading, this could be getting a promotion or changing jobs. Sometimes it can be about moving. But in a love reading, what it often means is a leveling up of a relationship. So, if you're single, you might start dating someone. If you're dating, you might move in together. If you've lived together for forever, maybe you get engaged, maybe you get married. So it takes whatever relationship you are in now and kind of levels it up. And the underlying energy is this kind of energy that's permeating throughout the entire reading and kind of informing a lot of the other cards and kind of telling us a bit what the reading is about. Now, in your problem circumstance placement, you have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords, it has a low level of grief associated with it. It's kind of saying that something happened that we're trying to move away from. Something that was, nasty or not fun or hurtful or something, and we're trying to move away from that. And it is this thing of moving from choppy waters into calmer waters. And, it's about a journey. Oftentimes it's an internal, emotional journey. Sometimes it can be short distance travel, for example, like actual physical travel. I don't think that's what it is, looking at the other cards. I think it's very much more likely that it's an internal journey. And it's this thing where we might not necessarily be able to see clearly while we're doing this, but it's kind of moving on despite all the swords that we still bear with us, right? Yes, something did happen. We're trying to move away from that. And it's crossed by the Ace of Cups, so I think because the Ace of Cups is it can be the beginning of love, it can be healing, it can be intuition. This can be new feelings for someone or something. So it might be that you develop emotions for someone, for example, and you fall in love. So I think that's kind of what this is about. There is some kind of journey involved, you're moving away from something else, and it's about discovering this Ace of Cups, maybe developing feelings for someone. And looking at these cards, I feel like this someone might be someone from the past. Because in your, in the past placement, you do have the Queen of Cups. And Capricorn, you're an earth energy. So you're an earth energy along with Taurus and Virgo as well. So you would be showing up as the King or Queen or even Knight of Pentacles. And the Queen of Cups might be a water energy, so that would be a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. And I want to just say something before I get into this too much, is that because this is a general reading, then this Queen of Cups, even if you're a straight woman, for example, then the Queen of Cups wouldn't be your partner, but in these general readings, then if you're, like I said, a straight woman, then this Queen of Cups would be the King of Cups. Just as in your present energy, you have the King of Cups energy. But even if you're a woman or someone with a lot of feminine energy, you could still show up as them, because the cards are trying to cover as many people as possible. But I do think in the past that this is someone you met. This is, potentially someone of water energy that you maybe had some kind of connection with. And I want to say that I feel this way, or I think this is what it might be because of your outcome, which is the Six of Cups. But I'll get to that, in the end of this reading. And that's why I feel like the Queen of Cups in the past isn't you. And the Queen of Cups, let's say, like I said, you're an earth energy, right? So you would be the King or Queen of Pentacles. And let's say you are the Queen of Pentacles, right? Then whoever your partner would be, if you feel like your partner is yours, kind of belongs to you, and they are yours, like I said, then they would be the King of Pentacles, even if they are a water energy or an air energy, right? But when it comes to love, like, if it's about love and you're feeling like, if in a reading you show up as the King of Cups, then, for example, then the Queen to the King of Cups, even though you're an Earth energy, would be the Queen of Cups, and it's kind of showing us that love, like that it's about a relationship. And I hope I explained that properly. That's just how I'm basically saying that this Queen of Cups does not necessarily have to be a water energy. This can just be someone that, that there's a partnership here, or this is someone you've fallen in love with, or, something like that. This is someone you can form a relationship with. And this relationship can have been established already. It doesn't mean that you are single and you're going to meet someone. This can be rekindling an already existing love for someone. That it grows stronger. It starts a blaze, right? So that's kind of how I feel about the Queen of Cups in your past. And like I said, in the present, you have the King of Cups, which I think this is you. And again, even if you're a woman or someone with a lot of feminine energy, I think you are still King of Cups here in the present energy. It's more so about the energy of the cards than it is about the gender associated with the court card in question when it's these general readings. Like, if I did a private reading for you and you are a male Capricorn, then you'd most likely show up as the King of Pentacles, right? But yes, you have the King of Cups in your present, and this is, this can be you feeling very connected to the Queen of Cups here, that you are for each other, that this is someone you want to be in a relationship with, or this is someone you're already in a relationship with, and there's feelings here. And that's kind of how you two are connected. And it can be that now you are feeling able to, like, receive and give this kind of, like, receive love and give love. Or with being on this journey with the Six of Swords, and maybe then the destination here is the Ace of Cups. So in the future you have the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is a card that speaks of effort and concentration and, like, focus on a task. And it's oftentimes very practical, where of course the pentacles are about tangible things that exist and are, and that you can touch and deal with. But what the Two of Pentacles warns us, or at least makes note of, is that look at this person in the card. They're very focused and busy juggling these pentacles, but they have their back turned to the sea, which represent our emotions. And the card is kind of talking about that if we put a lot of focus and effort into something, we might inadvertently or on purpose neglect other areas of our lives. So this can be our love lives, or our emotional life, or how we're feeling about something. I just think it's important to kind of find a balance, to strike this balance where you are not neglecting any area of your life, that everything gets some attention and you're kind of aware of what's happening in that area of your life. And to me, it kind of looks like you're very willing to put the effort into a relationship and to support your loved ones and your family, and like, yeah, that you put a lot of effort into that. But then also, of course, even though that effort and that, like, working really hard to support for and care and take care of your loved ones, then there also needs to be this emotional balance where you spend time with them and you express your love and all these things. Now, in your crowning energy, or your advice card, you have the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords asks us, is it worth it? That's the question we get, right? Because the Five of Swords is a victory card, but it's oftentimes a hollow victory. It can be about ruthlessness, or going too far, or not really considering what will happen to the other person once I win, And of course, the other side to that card is the defeat aspect of it, right? That someone was very ruthless in achieving something, and then we're on the other end of that. Because in the original Rider-Waite deck that I used to learn the tarot, it depicts this man in the foreground, And he's picking up all these swords. He looks quite smug about his victory. But it also depicts two characters in the background that look very dejected and defeated because they are defeated. So obviously you can be either side of this. You can be the victor or you can be the defeated party. And I'm not sure, like, is this card asking, or is this about being a bit cautious or making sure that everything is as it should? You have, you've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, right? And you've checked everything's going according to plan. And it's, it can even be talking to the Two of Pentacles in the future, I suppose, where, like, where is the effort placed, right? Where is all the focus and attention and effort going? But then in your feelings, you have the Death card, and I feel this is definitely connected to the Six of Swords, I would say. Oh, and the Ace of Cups, I guess, because the Death card is a card of change. This is the death of something old and the birth of something new. So I feel like this moving journey thing with the Six of Swords here, but it's also the birth of something new in the form of the Ace of Cups then perhaps. And this is something that you might have been feeling this change. You might have had this in you for a while. Because as opposed to another change card such as the Tower, the death energy is on a much grander time scale, I think. Like the Tower is just like an explosion. It happens and boom, you didn't see it coming, you couldn't expect that at all. And now it's happened, everything's changed. Where the Death card is, to me, a much slower energy where it takes a while, maybe it's not instant. It can take maybe years sometimes for something to change and something to be different. But it makes sense to me with it being the Six of Swords, because the Six of Swords is also talking about a change, traveling or moving away from something into something new. Then the Death card is very appropriate because, think for example if you want a promotion. Or you want a different job, and maybe a better job. Maybe you still have a lot of people you work with that you relate to and you connect with and you really like them. And even though you're very happy about this new beginning at this new place or this new job or this promotion, then you might still have to move away from those people that are your friends who you've connected with. So it's still sad. It might be still upsetting. But so that's kind of what the death of something old. It's of course okay to grieve for that and kind of have to move on from that, despite being happy, understandably so, about this new beginning that you've looked forward to and wanted. So I think that's the Six of Swords and the Ace of Cups, essentially, in a nutshell. That, yes, you are grieving and kind of moving on with the Six of Swords, but it's because of this new birth with the Ace of Cups, with this new emotion and love and emotional growth. So I think, like I said, the Death card there makes a lot of sense with those two cards. And then in your outside influence, you have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands could be a few different things. The Page of Wands is about good news, or a piece of news at the very least. That you've received a piece of news, maybe. It can be about exploration. It can be about reigniting, like a spark, getting a spark of enthusiasm or passion and this kind of makes sense even more so. Like, I think the last three cards connect to the Queen of Cups in a great way, because this can be that there's someone from the past here and it's kind of reignited, there's a spark, there's something happened with someone from the past. And that is like what the Page of Wands is talking about. And yeah, it can be about exploration, exploring this newfound or refound connection. But then in your hopes and fears position, I wasn't sure about this first, but it makes sense to me because, like I said earlier, the Queen of Cups might not necessarily be a water energy. And then in your hopes and fears, you have the Queen of Wands, which is a fire energy, so that is an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, right? So I think the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands, they are the same person. So this person in the past may then have been this fire energy person. And again, this, even though it's the Queen of Wands, this might be a man. If you're, a straight woman, for example. And the Queen of Wands being in this hopes and fears position, it makes me feel like you've been thinking about them lately. And speaking about thinking about them lately, the Six of Cups in your outcome The Six of Cups is about fond memories. It's about looking back nostalgically at the past, and it's like happy, good memories, and thinking about what happened, and oh, that's so lovely. Sometimes it can be about looking back at the past and things looking, or remembering things kind of with rose-tinted glasses. Like maybe things seems like they were better than they actually were. But I think it's very much more the aspect of someone coming back from the past, because it's also a soulmate card. And with the nostalgia and looking back at the past, that's also one of the things where a person can come back from the past. And like, when the Six of Cups shows up in a reading, we immediately look at what is in the past energy, which is the Queen of Cups. And who is the Queen of Cups? Well, I think it's this Queen of Wands in your hopes and fears. And with the Page of Wands there, in the outside influence, I feel like there's this new spark here. It's like, maybe it's someone you used to date, or maybe it's just someone you used to know, maybe it's someone you're already in a relationship, but these old feelings and like maybe how it was in the beginning are coming back up. And moving on to your oracle cards, from the Oracle of E, the first card you have is number 5, Baby Steps. And it says, everything is baby powder fresh right now. It's new, it's exciting. And of course, you're not quite sure how it's going to work out. You're not supposed to, it would ruin the surprise. But go ahead, take the first step. All great quests have got to begin somewhere. So yeah, I feel like this is the Six of Swords, Ace of Cups kind of thing. Again, it's the Page of Wands energy. And I think it is, like, even if it's an old connection reborn, it's still new and exciting. Like, things are coming back together, and you know, maybe you are vastly different people from what you used to be like, right? So you have this new thing to build together. And the next Oracle card, which is from the Wisdom of the Oracle, deck, which is from Wisdom of the Oracle, is number 51, Milk and Honey. And actually, I think you got the Milk and Honey card in your last reading as well. So, still applying here to this situation. So, still applying here. You know, it's come back around again. So like I said, number 51, Milk and Honey, and the essential meanings are the taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. So, I don't know, it just feels like it's saying, like, you know, be yourself, be authentic to who you are and what you want. And, you know, there is also this kind of trusting in the universe in a way. And like I said, the Ace of Cups can sometimes be intuition. It's not just new feelings developing, it's intuition and healing as well. So I think it works really good with the Milk and Honey and the Six of Swords, for example. I think overall it looks quite clear-cut to me, with like the Four of Wands being a commitment or committing to something and leveling up in a relationship. With the Six of Cups looking to the past, we have the Queen of Cups. The hopes and fears being the Queen of Wands, which I want to connect with the Queen of Cups. You know, the Page of Wands is there with reigniting something from the past, perhaps, then, and with the Ace of Cups and the Six of Swords and everything. Like, it's looking quite cohesive, all in all. So there we are. That was your reading for November. The energies were pretty tough in some regards this time around. I did my best with all of your readings, but sometimes it just doesn't come together without a struggle, you know? Before I go, I'd like to wish you a happy Halloween once again, and remind you that if you want to contact me about a personal reading or check out the decks I use, the information is in the description box below. I'd also like to thank all of you for watching and supporting me. I do read all your comments and reply to as many as I'm able to. Once again, thank you and happy Halloween.